And as you take a sigh, if you can allow any tension to release that you're aware of. So it might be in your jaw or your face. It might be letting go of some thoughts that are going through your head. And noticing all the places where you are making contact with the floor or your props. Feeling your feet, feeling your hips, noticing where your back is touching, and your arms, your shoulders, the back of your head. If you want to, you could place your hands on your belly or your rib cage and take an inhale that's somewhat wide. And then a long exhale blowing out through pursed lips. Two more like that. And then either shifting to some sort of yoga style breath, ujjayi, or just natural breath and being aware of it. I'm going to keep the feet wide, but just take the knees apart from one another. So your feet are about as wide as a yoga mat. And then if it feels okay on your shoulders, let's stretch arms up diagonally, like a giant Y. Okay, and then just start by windshield wipering the knees side to side. So feet stay where they are and knees go back and forth. This can be a movement that takes your knees toward the floor, or it might not be that big. It might be a smaller movement. Okay. Now, the next time you go in the direction of being able to see me, you're going to roll onto that side a little further and bring the opposite arm across and reach toward the other hand. And then come back onto your back. Let's take that arm overhead as you come onto your back and roll onto the other side and reach in the direction of the diagonal arm. And then as you go onto your back, if it feels okay on the shoulders, that arm will come back around overhead. And so you'll just go back and forth like this. You might find that you need more support below your neck, so feel free to add that in there. You know, a bigger pillow or another fold to your blanket. Good. Now, the next time you come to the side that you can see me best on, let's pause there. So now I'm going to come all the way to that side. So I've got both my knees kind of lined up, and I'm just going to reach with the arm. And then reach again. And so my head is up off my blanket, but it doesn't have to be. It could be down. A couple more of those. Good. And now when I go over to the other side this time, I'm going to leave this bottom knee on the floor as long as I can until it has to come up, so you get a stretch there in the inner thighs. And now we'll stay facing the other way. So we'll stay on the other side and reach and come back, and you can again adjust your neck support if you want to. Let's do a few here. Good, and then come back just to center, leaving that knee on the floor as long as you can, and then bringing it up. Okay, just pause and center with the knees and the feet still wide. Take a breath in and out. Okay, now if you want to roll onto your side so you can see me, you can. So now we're going to change it to this. So I'm going to roll onto the side where I'm facing you. And when I get onto that side, I'm going to crunch up into a little ball. So I'm drawing my knees toward my elbows, and I'm doing this on my side. Okay, then I'm gonna take my feet back to where they were and go through the middle, but leaving that bottom knee down as long as I can so I get that inner thigh stretch. Now I'm gonna go over to the other side and do my little curl into a ball, knees toward elbows, and then placing feet back where they were, taking that other foot wide, and let's do one more each side. No exact way to do this, okay? So you don't have to worry about doing it just right or anything. Just finding a bunch of different movements. Okay, so now when we get back to this first side where you can see me, you're on your side. Instead of curling into a ball, we're gonna take that top arm that we brought over and push down into the floor and bring the other arm up. So now I'm sitting upright like this. Okay, now watch me as I go back down. Okay, so to go back down, I'm going to slide that arm back down, and I'm going to roll to the other side. Use the top arm to push down first, and then the other arm, sitting up on that side hip. And then I'm going to slide that bottom arm back down, and let's try a couple more of these, okay? Really trying to make this movement as efficient as possible. So you're trying to make it as easy as possible. And these are all part of like an adaptive Feldenkrais method, if you've heard of that form of movement before, that focuses on efficiency of movement and helping people stay mobile and being able to get up off the floor. Okay, when we go back to the first side, we're gonna add on. Okay, so we're still gonna do the pushing up onto your hip. And then from there, you're gonna come onto the knees so you're on all fours. So all I did was I went from my seated on the side to all fours. Okay, to come back down, I'm gonna shift back to that hip that I came up off of. Slide the bottom arm down, roll over to the other side and try the same thing on the other side. So you roll to your side, top arm presses, bottom arm presses, now coming up to all fours, right? And then coming back to that hip, sliding bottom arm down. Let's try it again on each side. All the way up to hands and knees if you can. Back to that hip. Good, and this time when you come back down onto your back, pause, and you can take your feet and your legs however they feel best, okay? Just take a couple breaths there, noticing, relaxing your jaw. Good, and now let's straighten out legs. Inhale to reach your arms up and overhead and reach through your heels at the same time. And exhale, let's bring the right knee in and catch it with your hands. Draw it in close and let's leave it here. You can hold behind the knee if it feels better, okay? Either way. Good. Inhale here and exhale. Good. As you inhale this time, let's tuck the chin down and then curl up toward the knee. And then exhale, lower back down. And now let's do that again. Inhale, curl up. Now this time, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna stay up and see if I can move my knee forward so my arms start to straighten, and maybe I can sit up that way. That might sound crazy, so I'm gonna show it, just watch me, okay? And I'm gonna give you another option too. Okay, so watch, I'm going to curl up into a ball. It's really like a physics movement here. The shin goes forward, I'm still holding my shin. I'm rounding my spine so that that pulls me up to a seat. Okay, give it a try. Another way to do this, if you've tried it a couple of times and you're just not happening, you could try this. So give this a try. I'm gonna take my left leg up toward the ceiling, and I'm gonna use this like a lever. So I'm still holding my right knee, all right? And I'm going to swing my left leg forward and try to roll up that way, okay? And then I'm going to roll myself back down and give that a try a couple of times, okay? So I swing my leg up. And if this isn't working for you, it doesn't feel good on your spine, you've tried it a few times, your back isn't having it, then of course you could do leg circles on your back or leg stretches. We're going to come all the way to a seat and stay here, okay? You can join us or not. So I've got my right knee in, my left leg straight. You could sit on something if you wanted. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, I'm going to twist to the right, taking right hand behind the back, hugging me with left arm. Okay, let's stay here for a couple of breaths. Try to relax your neck and shoulders. You don't have to look toward the right if that doesn't feel good on your neck. Good. On your next exhale, let's untwist. I'm going to stay seated for just a moment, letting that right knee fall out to the side. Now, it may need a prop. You can always put a blanket or something underneath it. You're just going to inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, turn towards your straight leg. And you can either just sit up tall facing the leg, or you might lean toward the leg depending on your mobility. Okay, let your neck relax. We'll just stay here a couple of breaths. And when you're ready, rise back up. And let's bring that right knee back up to the center. We're gonna hold it and try to roll back down onto our backs. And then release your leg, straighten both legs out on the floor. And let's just pause, noticing the two sides, following your breath in and out. All right, let's inhale, reach arms overhead, reaching through your heels at the same time. And exhale, let's bring the left knee in and hold it there for a few breaths. Okay, just noticing how this side feels. You can hold above or below the knee. Okay, now on your next inhale, let's curl up toward the knee, tucking the chin down. And then exhale, lowering back down, keeping chin tucked. Two more like that. Really reach through that right leg, stabilizing it on the floor. Now when you come up this third time, let's stay there, and now we'll try our movement. Just try the first one. Even though I know it's hard, you might not move at all. Just let that shin come forward and see if it works at all to really round your spine, and then rise up. And then go back down and try it a couple more times. Try to release tension in your neck. You gotta really round to get that to happen. So you're making sure you can get your flexion in your spine. And then if you've tried that a couple of times and it's not working, or even if it is working, try the leg swing. So I'm gonna take the right leg up and just see about swinging that forward. You still have to round to help yourself roll, and then roll yourself back down. See if you can keep your right leg grounded as you roll down. Get a little more core in there, and then again. And then this last time, let's stay up there. Okay, we'll hold the knee with our right arm and exhale, sit up tall as you twist around, taking your left hand behind your back. You can just prop your fingers or do whatever feels best on your arm. Good. On your exhale, let's untwist. And now I'm going to let my left knee fall out to the side. You can prop it if you'd like. Turning toward the right leg. Inhale, sit up tall, and you can either prop from behind or you can exhale and fold if it's more appropriate for your body. Try to let your neck relax. We'll just take a few breaths here. to center, knee up. Let's round the spine and exhale, lower yourself back down. And then straightening out both legs. Pausing there. Good, let's inhale, stretch arms overhead, stretch through your heels. And then exhale, bring one knee and then the other in towards your belly. Both knees in, you can hold above or below the knees. Let's make circles on your low back. And then circle the opposite way. Good. And then you can either place the feet down and roll to your side, pressing yourself up like we practiced earlier, right? With the arms going efficiently. Or you could roll into a ball and rock yourself up. Once you rock yourself up, if you're doing that, just go to the side like we did earlier, and then come onto hands and knees. Okay, we're gonna come all the way onto our feet, so you can walk your hands back. There, get up, stand up, and then inhale to reach your arms toward the ceiling. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Let's do that 2 more times on your own. Just trying to time it with your breath. Feeling your feet on the ground as you do it. All right, let's get our chairs set up. Now, I'm going to have an option that will be supporting yourself like a plank pose a little bit with your chair. So you want to make sure that your chair's not going to slide. Okay, you could either like put it against another piece of furniture, or you might find that it won't slide even away from furniture. Okay, I just want you to be aware of all that, all right? And then from there, let's stand right in front of the chair. Feel your feet, just kind of rock a little bit a few times. And when you're ready, let's inhale, reach arms up. And exhale, let's hinge at your hips and fold. So let the knees bend however much they need to. I'm going to inhale to take the right foot beneath the chair and step the left leg back, exhale. Good, now we're going to stay here. Okay, so first, make sure you're not putting a lot of pressure on your wrists, right? The chair is just there for a little extra support, okay? Feet can be hips distance. All right, scoot your right hip back a little bit so the hips are square. Inhale, let's place left hand down and exhale, right hand to hip, twisting your chest to the right. Good. Let's inhale here, moving the left shoulder away from your ears. So you don't want it up like this, but instead here. Good, exhaling there as well. Inhale. Good. Now as you exhale, let's bring the right hands down and just look at your right knee. We're going to try to keep this knee, I forgot to say this on the first part, we're going to try to keep it from wobbling in and out, just stabilizing it right there, okay? So now you don't have to look at it anymore, it's just to give you an idea of where it is. Right hand is going to stay down. I'm going to step my foot, my back foot, so that I can put the back heel on the floor. You see what I did? I went from here to there. I just put the heel down. Right hand stays on the chair. I'm going to take my left hand to my hip and open up to the left. Yeah. Inhale. Now exhale, I'm going back towards the chair, bringing left hand back down, lifting back heel. Inhale, pause, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, right hand to right hip, twist chest to the right. Inhale, bring right hand down. Exhale, put left heel on the floor. Left hand to hip, exhale, twist open to the left. Okay, you got the idea now. We're gonna do another set, okay? You can always watch me if you forget. Not too much weight on the hands, trying to stabilize that front knee and twist through your spine rather than your hips so much. The hips are moving too though. Good. Now next time you face the chair, Let's step that back in, just to lift that back foot in a little bit. Go to downward dog. Chair or no chair, whichever, however way you want to do it. Take a big inhale there, and an exhale there. And then slowly inhale, bend the left knee and bring it forward to a lunge. Get it all the way underneath your chair, and then step your right leg back a little bit, just so the heel can come up. Okay. Shift the left hip back, shoulders away from ears, light touch on the chair. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale, left hand to hip, twist to the left. Inhale, left hand comes to chair, back heel goes down, stabilize front knee, twist to the right, right hand on hip. Inhale, hand comes down, back heel up, exhale, twist to left. Good, keep going. Just gonna do one more each side here. And when you come back to your lunge, pause. You can step that foot out from underneath the chair a little bit, just to step the back leg forward. Inhale, reaching your chest forward. Exhale to bend the knees. Inhale to stand. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Good. Let's inhale, roll the shoulders up. And exhale, take them down your back. And again. All right. I'm going to step to the back of our mat. You might need your blanket or your pillow here for knee padding, okay? We're going to walk down, or walk our hands down, and then our knees back down to the floor, okay? And I'm going to pat my knees. Might not feel like pressure right now, but in a moment we're going to be putting a little more weight there. Okay, press the floor away by protracting your shoulder blades. Press down into your fingertips. You can always take a little weight after you're off of your shoulders. Good. Good. Back of neck is long. Good. Now from here, I'm going to open up your left arm and twist your chest to the left. And bring it back down. Let's twist on the exhale if that works for you. We're going to twist the other way. Do what feels best on your neck. You don't have to look to the side each time. Good. Then coming back down to the floor, I'm going to stay in quadruped pose here. What I'm going to do is protract the shoulder blades. I'm going to give you lots of options, okay? And I'm going to inhale, take my left leg back on the floor with toes down. Okay, so it's kind of like a hunting dog. And now from here, and if you need to watch me, you can just turn to look at me. I'm going to spin to the left. And did you see what I did with my lower legs? So I went from here, right? My lower right leg is down, it's going straight back. And then I'm going to turn it behind me as I turn, so I'm a little more stable, okay? And then just come back down, back to your quadruped, hands and knees. If you need to give your wrists a break, you can. You can just come back to child's pose or sit up, whatever you need to do. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, Okay, so first protracting the shoulder blades. Exhale to slide that right leg back, spin and twist open. Good. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, slide left leg back, rotate and twist open. Good. Let's try it to the right, coming back down. Good. And then coming down, you can take a break. You can sit back to child's pose. You could go to downward dog if you don't want to break. Okay, or you could just have a seat. Let your jaw relax, let your face relax. Okay, and then just get to a spot where you can watch me. So you could stick with what you were just doing. You don't even have to do the rotation if you don't want it. Or another option would be to protract the shoulder blades. Instead of keeping the toes on the floor, I could choose to lift the leg off the floor. And now it's going to get a little tricky because when I rotate, I'm keeping my leg. I conveniently have this wall right here, so I could actually prop my foot on the wall if I wanted, and that's an option for you too, okay, if you find a spot like that. So either do what we just did or some modified version of it, or try the leg up, okay? So when you're ready, protract the shoulder blades. Inhale. We're going to do it multiple breaths. Exhale, take the left leg back. If you want, lift the toes off the floor. Good. Inhale, stabilize core. Exhale, start to twist. So chest goes toward the left. You could take the left arm up if you wanted. Right, remember, you could still be here instead, okay? Good. Okay, and then when you're ready, exhale, come down. If you're trying the balancing option, you might need a break between both sides, or even if you're not trying the balancing option. All right, let's do the second side whenever you're ready. Inhale, protract shoulder blades. Exhale, right leg back. You can lift it if you want, okay? And start to twist open to the right. Okay, remember the right leg can stay on the floor, or you could bring it back down to the floor. I'm still letting my lower leg rotate when I do that. Okay, and then coming down whenever you're ready. And let's bring ourselves into a forward fold. Okay, you can use the chair, just get closer to the chair, forward fold, or you can go through your bear get up if you don't need the chair. And just let your knees bend and shake out your neck a little bit. Let your jaw relax. I'm giving myself some wrist flexion as I do this as well by putting the backs of my hands on the floor. And now slowly you can roll yourself up if that feels okay on your spine. All the way up to standing. Then inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down. All right, we're gonna come to our wall. We're gonna be putting our foot on the wall. So you might not want your sock because it might slide. You gotta press in pretty well. So there's a couple things here, right? You've done this with me before. I'm just showing, you don't need to do it yet. So my foot is not gonna go any higher than my hip, even if I'm flexible. So say I could take my leg way up there. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm not going any higher than my hip, but more likely, a lot of people will need to be much lower than their hip, okay? Much lower in order to not be doing this, rounding. Okay, we're gonna try to stay in neutral. Okay, so you gotta press that foot into the wall. Some people will find that they can't do it at all and they need the chair instead. Okay, so you could always put your foot on the chair instead. It's just a little different. This gives a little more, okay? So whenever you're ready, get in front of your wall, stand tall, inhale, and as you exhale, take your right foot to the wall. Okay, you can always put it on the chair. We're gonna try to straighten the bottom leg, but the top leg might have to be bent a little bit. For some people, might not be able to straighten it. Again, you also might need to have it a lot lower. We're going to try to untuck the tail so you're in neutral pelvis rather than this, okay, rather than tucked under, okay? I'm just going to breathe, and you might find that this is pretty intense just doing this, okay, just standing here. Okay, a couple more breaths. We're going to add some rotation. Got to really push your foot into the wall, press the other foot into the floor to maintain here. Move that right hip down, and then when you're ready, inhale, arms can come up. And exhale, we're going to turn to the right. Your right hand comes to the hip. Your left arm stretches in the direction of the wall, and you breathe. Good, and now exhale, turn back towards the wall. Inhale, you can take your arms up. And exhale, step it down. Good, and just go side to side a little bit. Notice how your hips feel, okay? Wiggle them around. All right, and let's try the second side, okay? So you're standing in front of the wall. Your bottom hip is, your hip is above your ankle. Oftentimes I'll see people stand way back like this so that the foot, see how my bottom foot is back behind my hip? I want it right below my hip, okay? So I get more into this mobility. So we're gonna inhale, stand tall. Exhale, left foot tries to come to the wall, okay? Remember, it can be bent. Some people are so tight in their hamstrings and they're gonna need to bend the knee, but let's try to straighten the bottom leg. Let's try to untuck the pelvis so you're in neutral. You're not tucking your tail under. And just stand tall, pressing foot into wall, foot into floor. I know this one is challenging. Keep breathing. Try to soften your eyes. A couple more breaths and then we'll twist. And then inhale, arms can reach toward the ceiling. Exhale, let's twist to the left. So left hand could come to your hip. It could also stretch back if you want. Right hand goes toward the wall. Good, keep breathing. Good, and then when you're ready, exhale to untwist. We'll inhale to take the arms up. And exhale, stepping down. Good. Just step side to side. Let's do a swing and twist here. As you twist, you can blow out through the mouth. Good, and let's come back to the center. All right, good job, you guys. All right, we're gonna come back in front of our chairs here so you can leave the wall. Okay, I'm gonna stand in front of the chair and inhale to reach my arms up and exhale, folding forward. Okay, we're gonna get ourselves set up so that our shoulders are above our hands, our wrists. Again, not too much weight on them. I'm gonna put a little bend in the knees to untuck the pelvis, like you got a big fluffy tail, okay? Neck at ease. Now, can you shift your weight? You might need to walk your right foot more to the center of your mat, and then lift the left leg off the floor and reach the chest forward. So it's a warrior one pose, but if you can see me, you'll see that I'm not rounding. Okay, so I'm not here, right? I'm not going here. If I were doing this because of leg tightness, I would bend my right knee and send my right hip back so I could extend. Good. Now you can stay here, light on the wrists, or you could take your left hand to your hip and try to turn open in half moon pose. Okay, that might be too much to ask, okay? You could also have your left toes on the floor like this and turn, right? Just a little bit, okay? Good, one more breath there. And then come back down, both feet to the floor. Let's bend the knees and stand up. Notice the two sides of your body. Inhale and exhale. All right, same thing, other side. Let's inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Let's walk the left foot to the center and get your fluffy tail, your squirrel tail going up, okay? From here, so you might need to bend the knees and take your weight in your heels, right? Make sure your weight's in your heels. You can start to take the right leg off the floor if you'd like. Warrior 3 pose, extending through chest, extending through leg. Keep breathing. You can always tap the toes down whenever you want. Okay, you can stay right here, working your hip, or you can come into half moon if you'd like, taking your right hand to your hip, turning the chest to the right. Good, and then when you're ready, back down, both feet next to one another, bend the knees and stand. And then from here, either choose swing and twist, or you could do hula hoops. Let your arms relax, let your neck relax. All right, and then let's come back to the center, and let's inhale, squeeze the shoulders up, and then exhale, let them go down. And again, inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Good. And now from here, let's take your right arm and inhale. Turn the upper arm bone in. Exhale, roll it back and down. Inhale, turn it in. Exhale, roll it back and down. So I'm moving from the shoulder joint, but I'm letting the rest of my arm follow, internal and external. Okay, now I'm gonna add in some neck and wrist. Okay, and you choose what works best for you. Okay, so I'm gonna let my neck lean away from the arm that I'm doing this on, but you could do any amount in any direction. You see, I'm gonna play around with my chin moving and be very gentle. And then I'm also going to add in some wrist. So as I rotate inward, I'm flexing the wrist. So the back of my hand goes down, my fingers go up. And then as I externally rotate, I'm taking my wrist into extension. My palm faces behind me, fingers spread. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth. So your head is leaning away from the side that you're doing, if that feels okay. You can also just pick different angles. You can pick different angles with the arm as well, right? So if you want to change it up, feel free. Okay. Now, let the arm come down. If you've got the head leaning away, leave it there for a moment. And the same hand that's on the side that your head is leaning toward, just take your fingertips to the side of your head. Bring your head up gently and release. Okay, let's start with just the other arm, nothing else. So just arm rotates in, arm rotates out. And think about it as moving from up here, right? Up here, rather than from the hand. Hand's just following. Now, if you want to add in the wrist and the neck, just be gentle with your neck. You can always slow it down or hang out in one spot or the other. Keep breathing. Let your jaw soften. And then is let the arm rest. You can keep the head to the side if it's there. And gently bring your fingertips to the side of your head. Bring it back up. Good. And release. Let's take the hands behind the head, interlacing fingers. Let's tuck the chin downward and back, like you're making a double chin. So I'm not doing this. Instead, I'm straight ahead, right? And I'm just drawing it back like a chicken head would go forward, right? And I'm gonna drop back in and leave it there, pressing into my hands. And then not letting my hands open. Good. And release. Okay, let's inhale to roll those shoulders up. And exhale, take them down your back. And again. All right, we got another standing pose we're gonna do here. Okay, in front of your chair again. Okay, I'm gonna step my right leg forward to the right side of the chair. Left leg back, warrior one. Okay, so my back heel is down on warrior one. All right, I'm close to the chair. You might need to get closer in a moment. You'll figure that out. Okay, so warrior one, just with my arms down. You can always straighten and bend the leg if you want. And we'll hold it. Let's inhale, take arms up. Good. Exhale, feel the three corners of both feet. Inhale. As you exhale, let's bring the arms down, shift the hips back, and bring your hands to the chair. Still got a bend in that front knee. Okay, now, can you reach your chest forward? Some of you might straighten the front leg, but only if you can do so without tucking the tail under or rounding the back, right? So you might just keep it bent. Not much weight on the hands. Okay, left hand down, right hand to right hip. Twist open to the right with your chest. Twisting triangle. So it's kind of like what we did with our foot on the wall. I mean, it is what we did, just another orientation. Okay. All right, untwist yourself. Bend the knee more in the front. Let's press down into the feet and see if you can press up through that front, press down through the front heel and come up. And then exhale, just step your feet next to one another. Noticing the two sides of your body. All right, left leg forward, right leg back. Feet are separate, left to right. Warrior one pose. You can feel the three corners of both of your feet. Arms can just be down for now. Just trying to get steady with your eyes. And then if you want to, you can take your arms up. Good, and then as you're ready, let's start to bring the arms down, shift the hips back, hinging at the hips, hands to chair. Front knee is still bent. Just organize yourself till you feel all right, and then figure out, how much can you straighten that front leg while still keeping the tail in neutral or the pelvis in neutral in the back. Okay, not too much weight on the arms, shoulders away from ears, left hand to left hip if you'd like, twisting chest open to the left. Feel those three corners of both of your feet. Good, and then let's exhale, untwist. Let's step the foot back a little bit and next to one another, bend the knees and stand up. Oh, I guess I had us come out differently that time. That's okay. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down. All right, we're gonna make our way down to the floor again. You can go through that bear get down if you'd like, or you can use your chair, okay? And it's gonna walk those hands. You're gonna want your blanket nearby. If you happen to have a strap, you could use that, because you might want your blanket below your head as well. roll all the way down. Let's try that from a seated position and see how it goes, okay? So I've got both feet on the ground. I'm gonna round my spine, and I'm just gonna start to lower myself down as slowly as I can. Keep breathing. Your feet might have to lift off the ground, but maybe they don't. Maybe you can keep them down. And come all the way down. Take a sigh. All right, now you're either going to use your blanket or your strap and place it around the bottom of your foot. I don't have a strap right now, so I'm going to use my blanket. And it feels okay. I don't need anything below my head. But you could always go grab a pillow for your head or grab a strap. And put the blanket around the bottom of my foot, so I'm using it to extend my reach here. Left leg can be bent or straight. And you just want to get the wrists as comfortable as you can, the hands as comfortable, and feel a stretch in the back of the right leg. Okay. Breathing in for a count of 3. And out for a count of 6. You can blow out through pursed lips or use your ujjayi breathing if you'd like. You can flex and point the ankle. Good. So now you can put both ends of your blanket or strap into your left hand, extend the right arm out to the side, and start to take the leg across your body. So again, this is like the position we did on the wall, where our foot was on the wall and we twisted our torso, and this time we're instead twisting from the hip or the leg that's coming across. So it's a little different. And breathe. Might come all the way to the floor. It might need to bend. You might not be able to keep it straight. It also might float. If you have a piece of furniture, you can even rest the leg on it. Take a couple more breaths there. Okay, now we're going to begin our exhale. And then engage your abdominals, bring that leg back up to center, and let's remove the blanket from the foot and straighten out both legs on the floor, and pause. Notice. All right, let's bend the knees, and then exhale to bring the left leg in, and get your strap or your blanket around the bottom of the foot. Just get comfortable there, or it doesn't have to be comfortable, but not stressful, okay? You can adjust how you're holding your leg. Your right leg could straighten or it could stay bent. And let's try to get the breath calm. So inhaling for a count of 3 and exhaling for a count of 6 if you can. Might want to play with your ankle, you can do that too. Taking both ends of your strap or blanket in your right hand, send the left arm out to the side and start to bring that leg across your body. Might just be a little bit like this, just a tiny bit, or it might be more. It might land on a piece of furniture like I'm showing here, just using this side table. Might come to the floor, you might bend the knee. Okay, breathing here. Again, 3 in and 6 out with your breath. Good, and then before you begin your next exhale, just be conscious of what you're doing. Begin the exhale, engage the abdominals, bring the leg up to center. and release the leg from your strap. You can put your blanket below your head or rest it on your body. Okay. What I'm gonna do is cross my right thigh over my left. So not the figure four, not this, right? But thighs touching, if they can. And spread out the arms. And I'm just gonna start to let my hips rock side to side. They might rock close to the floor, the knees or feet, or it might be really small, this rotation. You can also use a block, because what we're gonna do is pick a side, either side, to hold in that twist, right? So you could pick one side, put a block or a pillow below the knees. You can pick the other side and do the same. Let's take a few breaths on whatever side you've chosen. And when you're ready, begin your exhale, engage your abdominals, go up and over to the other side. If that feels okay, of course. And you can prop if you'd like. Inhaling for 3 and exhaling for 6. And then beginning your exhale, coming up to center. And cross that leg, you can lift it up, shake it out. And then let's cross the left thigh over the right and just begin to rock side to side. And this is your time to just kind of gauge how this feels. If you need to make any adjustments or do a different pose, of course you can. And then just decide on this side, which side you want to hold first. You can use your props. Just the arms, how they feel best. Just your neck. And then again, breathing in for 3. Out for 6. And then when you're ready, begin your exhale, engage your abdominals, bring the knees up, let them go to the other side. And you can use a prop if you want. And same thing, adjust your shoulders, your neck, your prop. Go for the long exhale. And then when you're ready, exhaling, engaging abdominals up to center. Uncrossing the legs, shake it out. You might lift both legs up, shake them out. And then settle into your relaxation pose. I'm going to throw my legs over the chair. You can do what feels best to you. Get yourself some comforts. You can let your legs relax or soften. Inviting softness to your face, your jaw, your arms, your belly. scanning your body for any noticeable tension. We can invite it to begin to soften. Noticing all the places where you're making contact with your props on the back side of your body and the floor. And noticing any contact with your own body or your props on the front side of your body. Maybe take a sigh. Inviting yourself to feel like you could sink into the floor below you. And just bring your awareness now to how you want to feel for the rest of your day today. And just set that intention into your mind and then into your body, right? So you think about it, you've got your intention of how you want to feel. And what brings a feeling like that into your body? For example, if I want to feel relaxed, I might just picture myself doing something where I do feel relaxed that I might go do after this. And then notice if you can feel that in your body.